Hey guys, it's me, Vicstar123, with what I'm hopefully qualified to say was an absolutely epic Combat Axe only gameplay, and I guess this is a kind of little thanks to you guys for providing such an awesome level of support on my channel recently. I just, looked at all of the numbers on all my videos, all the likes, all that kind of stuff, all the support, all of the comments, and I thought, damn, you guys are really supporting me through this, and I basically decided that I was not going to stop trying until I got an absolutely awesome Combat Axe only game, which I believe this one here is. It took a lot longer than usual, and I just literally would not, I set the standards way higher than usual, so hopefully you guys are going to appreciate that. And also, it's awesome how many of you guys went over to my second channel to check out the Far Cry 3 playthrough, which has just started, and I can tell you guys it's going to be awesome because it's a really good fun game so far. So anyway, enough about that kind of stuff, and into the topic for this video, which I think is a pretty neat one. So I was having a conversation with some of my friends at school, and it turned out to be a pretty interesting one, so I thought I'd basically share it with you guys by basically paraphrasing it. So we were in physics, and somehow the topic got brought up, and I just thought I'd throw out my little bit of knowledge that when a star blows up in a supernova explosion, a gamma ray burst is launched out of the top and the bottom of the star, and if one of these was to pass through the Earth, every living thing on the Earth would be killed. There'd be so much gamma. Obviously, it'd have to be a pretty big star, but basically, life on Earth would be wiped out. And my friend replied saying, well, yeah, there are so many different ways we can be killed off. Asteroids, gamma ray bursts, we can kill ourselves with nukes and all that kind of random stuff, and it made me think, yeah, that's kind of messed up. And I just thought, well, I guess the only way humans could survive would be to simply expand, move on to other planets, have humans living on Mars, humans living on places like that. And it's a weird thing when you think about how it's scaled up, and humans living on different planets could be different communities. You could be like, oh yeah, I'm just taking a trip out to see my friend who lives on the moon for a week. Oh yeah, have you ever been to Mars? Yeah, I went there on a holiday. It was really nice. I played some low gravity football. Like, how weird is that concept? And the thing is, it seems so strange and so foreign, but when you break it down to basics, think about like a couple of hundred years ago, the American West. To get from the East Coast to the West Coast, it would take, a 6-month journey, like in a convoy, and it was a huge migration. Whereas now it's just like you hop on an 8-hour plane flight across America. Whereas at one point it seemed like this huge thing. when people used to go on, 3-week boat journeys to get to different countries, and now we're just flying planes. And I think it is inevitable that eventually, interplanetary travel will just be quick, and it just spurs up a crazy possibilities. Even galaxies, like, oh, have you ever been to this galaxy? Yeah, there's loads of cool stuff you can do there. And that's just a really crazy thought. And another thing we were discussing was the idea of virtual reality in the future, and what will happen when it gets to the point where virtual reality is actually more enjoyable and better than actual real life. Will you get people who will work for 20 years, earn their money and then just enter virtual reality and never live? Or you get people who spend all their lives working till they're 80, then they get their, they go into a virtual world where they perceived to be 20 years old. They have, say, their brain removed from their body, and they're suspended in a virtual world where they can just carry on living, where they don't age. If their body's sustained and they just virtually live forever. And it's just crazy to think in that kind of way, just in a completely outside the box way. And, just the future, what do you guys think would be kind of the consequences of just evolution? Obviously, this is all if we don't manage to kill ourselves by nuking the world or that kind of stuff. But, I reckon it will happen at some point. And, at times like that, you can think, oh, why is it so terrible living in this age? But it actually spurs up the thought that, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have electricity, but I reckon people had just as much fun. They just had it in different ways. It may have been playing sports rather than playing video games. I'd say we've got more opportunities and more situations we can enjoy, but I'd say as an overall, just because we live in this modern age doesn't mean we're any happier. And if we lived in an even more modern age, I don't think we'd be any more happy as a general. So when you kind of take all of that into perspective, it makes you realise that, well, the future's going to be different. Will it be any better? Will it be any worse? It will be different for everyone, and some people enjoy it, and some people won't. But I just thought it is just an interesting mindset to take, and hopefully it will throw up some questions with you guys and you'll be able to think up some interesting stuff. It's just a nice little thinking exercise, I thought. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comment section below and some of your thoughts on the specific things I've talked about. I mean, another opportunity, can you imagine if instead of moving to other planets, we couldn't manage interplanetary travel? We just built out on the Earth. We just layered. You know, we built, like, even taller skyscrapers so that, you know, we had buildings that were the same radius of the Earth that went out hundreds of thousands of miles into the sky, and super high-speed elevators. You know, how crazy would that be if the Earth was just kept on expanding outwards, and even if, like, a gamma ray hit it would go through the middle and it would only damage certain areas, people could evacuate to other areas of the planet or other areas of the solar system. You know, you could have different, even space communities living. I don't know, it's craziness, but I hope you have enjoyed this gameplay and commentary topic. 25 kills, 4 deaths, a 6.25 kill death ratio. If you are signed into a YouTube account, it would be great if you could hit the like button and leave a comment with your thoughts. Also, feel free to check some other Team Combat Axe gameplays by clicking the links on screen now.